Hey everybody, this is Mike LaPone from Symphony X and Mike LaPone's Silent Assassins, and this is SAGAS.
Green line. What's going on, everybody? This is Corbin, the Servant Tongue Skiplet. This is the latest episode of SAGAS, and I'm here with my very good friend Gavin. How are you today?
Good. How's it going? Hi everyone. How you going?
Me and Gavin are good friends. We've been friends, well, I guess 5 years. That's how long I've been at where we work. So 5 years, and we're both. He's the biggest music head at where we work, as far as I know. I'm pretty sure. So in saying that, I just want to start off pretty simple by asking you, what was your first memories of heavy metal, rock, and what happened? Like who was your first band that you really got to fall in love with?
It's a good question, man. Oh, it's a pretty easy question, actually. That'd be my uncle. It'd be my mum's youngest brother. He's only 5 years older than me. My nan remarried. He's a massive metalhead, massive music freak. It's very good to have in the family. If you want to know something or you need something music wise, he's your man. So big shout out to Kirk. You're the man in terms of music, and he was my influence. Going to Adelaide and listening, he would obviously. I'd spend my time in Adelaide with him because that's where he's from, where he lives. It varies in terms of what he's into, because he's into a lot of heavy stuff, and he's into so much stuff. But I suppose one of my favorite memories, or one memory that would just stand out, would just be a simple memory of just him playing Pearl Jam's Rearview Mirror. It was just, I don't know why, but that's just something that stands out to me. So then, just with that one song, that kicked off, obviously, a love affair of me going out and buying the album, and then pretty much an obsession with Pearl Jam, I guess, and then obviously going broader myself, and then obviously as I got a bit older, heavier stuff, Iron Maiden, Metallica, of course, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's interesting because, whenever I think of my first experiences, I remember because my dad was thankfully very diverse. He would listen to one side of him was Michael Jackson, Bobby Brown, Prince, all that shit, and then the other half was Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, all those stuff. So I remember him showing me one day. I think I was like 10 or 11. I remember he showed me the song Iron Man by Black Sabbath, and I was like, "What the fuck? This is sick!" And back then, I remember we had All Star, which was like the regional Foxtel. And there was I used to always watch the MTV videos, and it had top 100 grunge songs, top 100 metal songs, whatever. And it always had these lists. So I remember watching. Thanks to that, I discovered shit like Marilyn Manson, Pearl Jam, especially the video Jeremy. That was on heaps, and I remember just getting blown away by that.
There
yes,
you go.
Perfect album.
Bit of Black Sabbath there for you.
That album and Led Zeppelin 4 to me are the greatest metal albums ever made. That's just rock metal albums ever made.
Yeah.
But I remember the first time I was home from school and I saw on MTV videos. It was like a top 10 something list, and I remember seeing Jeremy, the music video. I remember just being blown away. I was like, what the fuck? And ever since then, it's been one of my favorite lyrically driven songs. So yeah, those are my first memories.
Well, I think it was pretty controversial at the time, wasn't it? Back in the 90s, that coming out, the subject matter and all that sort of stuff. And then the T-shirt that Pearl Jam released with it with the little girl on the front. I think that was all pretty controversial. It's probably pretty tame by today's standards, but back then it was pretty full. Back in the early 90s, pretty full on. But definitely Pearl Jam is my favorite. It's definitely my favorite band. But like I said, my uncle was pretty diverse, and I'm a huge fan of Tool. Everything I listen to is was his influence pretty much at one point. Obviously, I've got my own taste. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, he was a big part. But you know, it's good. It's good.
Yeah. I was just thinking, like, it always makes you laugh. Like, as emotionally heavy as the song Jeremy is, it always makes me laugh. Like, I don't know why, but it always sticks out to me in my head. Because it's lyrics I play in my head quite regularly. I always have music going through my head. And the one lyric I just always like kind of like chuckle to myself is in the song where he's like, he was just a scrawny little fuck. I don't know why that makes me laugh. It's just a funny, like the funny visual, the way he's describing it. He was
I'll
just
actually see for you now if I've got it on cassette CD single, but I don't think I do.
I remember those.
Actually, here you go. There you go. There's the CD single.
No, it's true. I never saw that cover before.
There you go. See, that's the T-shirt I was referring to.
Oh.
So that little girl was on the front of the T-shirt, and then it said on the back of it said choices or something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Somebody might be better than me, but I can't remember. But yeah, that's the CD single. That's how old I am. I have CD singles. Kids out there might not know what they are.
Yeah,
I have some
kids are watching this.
Yeah, I have some cassette tapes down here on the floor as well. So, I don't know if the kids out there might know what fucking they are. They are either me.
Well, I still grew up on VHS tape, so.
Yeah, I've got a few. Don't worry, I plugged the VHS in the other day and tried to watch Band of Brothers on VHS, but I think I'm missing a cable. So that didn't go to plan. At all. So, I thought the neighbours to be honest with you, after that though, I did think the neighbours might be a fan of this, and I put that on 22 and opened the front door and thought, neighbours might like this. I don't know. I had no complaints, so
not yet.
I'll do that again, I think. So I went from watching Band of Brothers to going, fuck it, I'll do some housework with this going. So
nice. Like I was just gonna say, did you ever listen to the band fucking the Dead Kennedys?
No, I didn't. No, I wasn't. I know who they are. I'm not familiar with the members. I couldn't tell you anything about them. I know them, but I wasn't. I'm sorry.
Well, they were pretty controversial because they had like their song lyrics. They had like the hit song "Holiday in Cambodia" was about the dictator at the time, Pol Pot's.
Oh,
that dictator was like, and they're just like it like it's an amazing song because it's really tongue in cheek about. It's pretty much like it's a song about how people in first world countries or first world countries are complaining about their problems, and the song's pretty much like, well, why don't you come to why don't you have a holiday in Cambodia? And then it had
what's it called? Holiday? Is that what it's called? Holiday in Cambodia?
Yeah, that's the single, the biggest single. And it's just
I'll write it down.
It's just a funny song. It's like the chorus, it's a holiday in Cambodia. And what's funny is that song was on Guitar Hero. That's how I figured it out. But
okay.
Yeah, Guitar Hero 3, I think. But it's just funny because like I said, it's very tongue in cheek. It's like, it starts off like, talking about first world people having their problems. And then like halfway through the first verse, it's like, well, come take to Cambodia and then it has like all the shit they do. And it's just it's very controversial because they had a lot of controversial artwork from their second or third album was a starving Afghan kid trying to get some water. And some guys and like an anorexic hand and everything. It's just they didn't give a fuck. They had a song that was supporting bushfires. That was like promoting people to do bushfires. Insane. Very heavy, like a very dark version of tongue in cheek they were. But it's just very punk. But the topic I wanted to bring up is it's interesting because as far as grunge goes, obviously besides as I said, the music videos I saw on MTV, like I kind of felt like for me the first era of quote unquote rock or metal that I remember vividly enough being heavily into was actually nu metal. That was the genre that. So that was my era. I guess I started with like Disturbed, Slipknot, that shit. So the grunge era kind of passed me. I didn't. I mean, now I like grunge, but like back then when I was a teenager or younger, I besides a few songs here and there, it kind of felt like that sound wouldn't become a part of our life until way later.
Okay, yeah. Well, so this is where I think I'm 45, so this is where I think people my age are fucking lucky because we grew up in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
So we got the back end of the hair metal, pretty much, or the hair metal. We grew up with the hair metal. Sorry, we wouldn't say we grew up with the back end of it. We grew up with it, and then we moved. Some of us we moved into the grunge era, you know, and then we got your new metal wave, you know, and then obviously you've always had your heavy metal all the way along. So, you know, we got the best of both worlds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We've had it, you know, but that 10-year period of, you know, 1990 maybe to the 2000, you know, it was a kick-ass period of music. Was it 93, 94? Was it the albums that came out, that debuted? I can't remember the year, but, you know, you had, well, not even debut albums, but didn't you have a whole heap of, didn't the Chili Peppers release like Blood, Sugar, Sex, Magic? Pearl Jam did 10, Nirvana did Nevermind. Wasn't that all in 1 year?
Oh, no, that was 1991.
There you go, 91. There you go.
Soundgarden.
Yeah, Soundgarden. See, there you go, man. See,
Nevermind.
Yeah, we got that. What did you get?
Well, let's see. What I remember. Hey, we got Slipknot.
Oh yeah. I'm a big fan. Fucking, where do you want me to start?
Korn's first album? Oh, no, that was 94. I was going to say Korn's first album, but that was 94.
Yeah.
That was when I was born.
Yeah. So that's sort of my opinion on that, man. We were lucky in that sense, you know. Like we got hair metal, then we got grunge, and then everything else that follows, you know. So we were, you know, it's good. See, even though I'm old, fuck, I got, you know, I was lucky. All these legends were born and were successful in my time frame. You know what I mean?
The one thing I find hilarious is that, you know, whenever people of my generation try to defend new metal, which is a horrible idea, by the way. Whenever we try to defend new metal, it's always the same answer. We got Slipknot. It's like our only saving grace. Yeah. Slipknot. No. Because I mean, Korn. I don't know. Korn gets grouped up, and it's funny because Steve Hughes said this when I had him on. He said, "Oh no, he didn't," or he said it on text to me or on podcast. I forgot, but he said that like Korn shouldn't be included. That they were just bunched into new metal.
Oh, okay. Well, I've heard that about Linkin Park, because Linkin Park is supposed to be.
Oh yeah,
true. So they're pretty good. I'm a big fan of friggin' Linkin Park, man. Like, where do you want me to start with them as well? You know, I've got a bloody an original pressing here of Meteora unopened.
True.
On vinyl. Yeah, I'm just trying to find that for you. I'm sorry, I'm a bit unorganized.
I don't care.
I've got a lot of stuff.
System of a Down.
Yeah. System of a Down. There you go. System of a Down. Sympathize. There you go. Everyone bangs on about. Nice. Everyone carries on about toxicity, but this is a pretty cool album, you know.
Yeah.
So
kudos. That is a great. Here you go.
Kudos to bloody System of a Down.
Well, it's funny because like you know, when you listen back to some new metal, which I do quite often with you know, fucking System of a Down, Disturbed, Linkin Park, whatnot, but like there's no way a band like Limp Bizkit could have ever come out in any other period. But new metal, their music has aged so terribly.
Oh yeah, I mean it's funny that you say that, because I put on Hot Dog. That was a chocolate starfish in the hot dog flavored water the other day.
Yeah.
No, probably a few weeks ago, to be honest. And I think I got halfway through it, and I'm like, this just does not hold up at all. It does not hold up at all. I think the only song now, if I listen to Limp Bizkit now, would be Break Stuff, and that only comes up on a random playlist somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I can't say I'm actually going out to be like, you know what, I'm feeling a bit emotional today. might whack on some Limp Bizkit, feeling deep,
Like I always picture that song. Like I always picture Fred Durst like banging his toe before going to the studio. Though, just like, oh my God.
When it came out, I've got it here behind me. Oh, like I said, I played it. I've got it here. When it came out, it was a fucking good album, man. Like everyone loved it. Like it was a solid album. And then, like I said, I played it not long ago, and I'm like, man, this just does not hold up at all. You could feel your age completely in that album, man.
Oh man, it is a terrible, like Fred Durst. Oh man, it's just
he's a character. That's what he does.
Although interestingly enough, I did listen to their latest album, fucking Something Sucks. It's like it was a really weird name for the album. Hang on, let me search it. Limp Bizkit new album. Still Sucks.
Still Sucks.
That's what they call them, their new album. But it's actually not that bad. 2000. Let's see. 2021.
Okay. Oh, so it's only like 2 years old.
Yeah, but I listened to it. It wasn't as bad as I was expecting it to be. But I mean, as the album says, it still sucks. But it's not horrible.
How many albums have they got now, Limp Bizkit?
Fucking too many.
I only own that one. That's the one I just told you about.
Let's see. Searching up now. Wikipedia. I can't believe they're Grammy nominated. That's crazy.
You moved a lot of units, man. That's the thing. You moved a fucking ton of units with stuff you did. So.
They have 6.
Like I said, everyone loved that chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavored waters. I think put them on the map for most people. I mean, I could be wrong. Don't fucking quote me. But that's how I knew them. That's how I know of them.
Yeah, and like it's really bizarre for me because I remember this specifically because I was still in high school when I remember all these phases. I went from new metal, Disturbed, Slipknot, whatever the fuck, and then I went straight to like I kind of skipped the whole there was that industrial emo scene as well. Like
Yep.
Like probably the bands you wouldn't even know if I said them. But like Asking Alexandria, Pierce the Veil, Blackfield Brides, all that shit. And then all my friends were into that. But by the time they were into that, I was already on like death metal, like Cannibal Corpse, like fucking deathcore.
Yeah, you're right. I never got into any of the emo stuff, like My Chemical Romance and bands like that, man. Rise Against. And I know a lot of people like Rise Against. Not a fan.
Were they emo?
I don't know. What do they fall under?
I thought they were Christian metal.
Christian metal.
That's what I heard. Let me see. Oh, American punk. Okay, but
punk. Yeah. I mean, they got some deep songs, but I just.
Prayer for Refugee is a gangster song.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'm not saying that. I saw them. So I went to Download in 2019. They were there on that lineup. They played after Anthrax, I think. After Anthrax Ghost was on around the same time. So
yeah,
whatever, But they came on, and I watched them from afar.
Yeah.
He's an entertainer. Man, he can sing, dude. I mean, I don't know, man. I just, I'm not a fan. He had a lot of people jumping around. It's cool. It's just not my thing. Not my thing.
I guess they're going to rise against the music.
The thing is, like I said, Anthrax were on before him, and I was up against the barrier for that. So, that's probably, again, that's just an age thing, I guess, man. I'm up the barrier. I'm up against the barrier for Anthrax, and then I'm up the back for Rise Against. It's probably just an age thing, maybe. What I mean?
It's like also bands like like fucking Avenged Sevenfold. I was a bit into them as a teenager, but then after I turned 18, I just stopped.
Yeah, I think someone gave me a burnt copy of one of their albums. I think I've got it down here somewhere. I couldn't even tell you what it's called. I don't think I've ever played it.
That's nice.
I know of them. I know who they are, but I just, you can't like everybody. You can't listen to everybody.
Yeah, not enough time in the world.
No,
Especially,
that's it. Like, fucking wish there was. Don't get me wrong.
especially without obviously disclosing too much detail. Especially our schedules.
Oh, mate, you know how I work. Well, I'm set for 4:30 every morning. Man, I can't be up all night. I'm lucky to get an album in when I get home from work.
Yeah, exactly.
Of a weekday, you know what I'm saying? So I try and listen to something. Then if you listen to the same album twice, well, you're not listening to anything new, are you?
Or 1,000 times.
That's what I'm saying. You can't listen to everything, man. And if you did that, if you went out and bought everything, you'd live in a cardboard box. Fucking hell.
That reminds me. I remember when I was like a teenager, we had a library in Pakenham. So I was raised in Pakenham, but where there was a library near us, and I used to always like go to the CD section and like rent out like CDs, and that's how I discovered Avenged Sevenfold and bands like Typo Negative from Finland, shit like that. And that's how I got, because there was one album they had, which I forgot the name of, but it was at least at the time I thought it was decent. I haven't gone back to re-listen to it, but yeah. So like it's weird, like all these teenage bands I had, all the tastes I had back then, and it's also interesting because I remember as a teenager, as well as into that shit, I was also listening to, like, as I said, Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, and shit like that, and like everyone thought I was like not weird, but they're like, oh, why don't you listen to these bands? And I was listening to like 80s, like 70s music.
Yeah, man. Like, I think growing up for me, it was very similar to that. Like, well, one of my early memories was another early memory would be my mum. I think it was like my 12th, 13th birthday, buying me. It was one of the first tapes I ever owned was AC/DC's The Razor's Edge. I want to say I still got it down here, but I don't think it's down there. I can't, I'd have to have a look, but I don't think it's down there. Sorry. That was one of the first things I ever owned on CD. And then I remember on tape. Then I remember going to a place called Metal for Melbourne. It used to be in the city in Melbourne, obviously. The place Banana Alley. I think it's near Flinders Street Station. I might be wrong. It's not there anymore. Yeah. But it might be along there. And I remember going there with my uncle and my pop at the time. This is the same uncle that got me into music. So they lived in Adelaide, and he when they come here, he'd like to shop here because obviously we've got more variety in terms of music stores and things like that. So he always liked to pick up stuff he didn't have or couldn't get. So we'd go to places like Metal for Melbourne, like I said. I remember buying a bunch of Iron Maiden albums. Pretty much all of them, I think. I've got all 5, 6 of them or something floating around somewhere on vinyl. Poison's Open Up and Say Ah, which was, that was a classic album. See, there's your hair metal right there, man. That's some of my influences growing up. See, and that was the thing. Like, I would have even been younger then, again, I suppose, because Pearl Jam wouldn't have even fucking been doing anything then.
Yeah.
But I had those albums on vinyl with my uncle, and I would have been about 13, 14, maybe, when I went and brought them. And then going and seeing him again later on in life, when I was about 15, Pearl Jam had fucking obviously done their thing by then. And I think it just, music exploded for me, and it became pretty much everything and anything, Isn't there that quote sort of thing, man, that they say, like no matter who or what leaves, you've always got music.
Yeah.
Isn't there a quote, something along those lines? It's probably true, isn't it? In lots of ways.
Well, I've always got a vinyl player on me.
Yeah.
So I've always got music with me.
I have to admit, though, man, like, growing up, it was obviously vinyl, but vinyl wasn't around. It sort of died out pretty quick when I was growing up, and then it became CDs.
Yeah.
Then obviously, all I owned was CDs. Obviously, I had my vinyls as a kid, but
Yeah.
then I just owned, 300 CDs behind me, and
Yeah.
and then it's only been in the last few years for me personally that vinyls kicked off again, and then it's obviously a bit of an obsession, and it's an expensive obsession too, man. But vinyl. I think vinyl is a good. Vinyl lets you. You have to listen to vinyl because you've got to remember every 20 minutes, mate. You need to flip it, so you need to be paying attention. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be listening. So, that's where I get my kick out of vinyl, I suppose.
Yeah. I know my most expensive vinyl album easily is the deluxe Prince Originals, which is his second posthumous release, which had like a bunch of apparently he had a bunch of closet vaulted cover songs, and it's my one's a deluxe edition. It's like it opens up 3 ways and has unreleased photos, has lyrical sheets, like photos of lyrical sheets that was handwritten by Prince. That was $150.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
this would be mine. This would be my most expensive vinyl. Signed Cypress Hill album.
Fuck yeah.
Take it out of the plastic. Get that shine on it. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Shine, yeah, pretty good. Yeah. So that's I won this through a music store that deals in obviously memorabilia and stuff. I trust that it is. I trust that it's legit, I suppose. But this is supposed to be valued at $350. So so that's pretty cool. And I've got that, like I said, that I've got that unopened copy of Meteora, first pressing floating around somewhere. That's pretty expensive too, from what I'm told. Can't some things though too, man. This is anyone that I suppose collects vinyl will probably tell you. I don't know. There's probably mixed opinions. It's hard to open things when you're buying it. It's freaking hard to open it. Do you want to open it or do you want to leave it like a Mickey Mouse? So it's a very conflicting thing. Very conflicting. Yeah. So here's another one though that I do have. It's probably worth a little bit. Not heaps, but there you go. $95. It's
nice.
Was it 30th anniversary or something in it?
Yeah.
30th anniversary on white vinyl.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's unopened.
Nice.
See, can't bring myself to open some things, man. Not everything. Not everything. Don't get me wrong. I can give you an example. There is stuff open. Here you go. Bit of Def Leppard.
Nice.
So I'll give you a bit of a look if I can. Yeah, go. So it's just on some orange vinyl there. See that?
Nice.
Pretty cool, yeah. So like I said, man, some things I can open, other things I just Well,
it's funny because like anyone who collects CDs or vinyls will have the same feeling, I hope, as me, but there is nothing more to a collector, vinyl CD collector. There is nothing more tragic than when you buy an album or whatever it is and you find out it's remastered.
Oh yeah, it's not digi. Yeah. It's not the original tapes. But you gotta, but the thing is, no, I agree with it. Don't get me wrong. I do agree. But didn't they also have that big fire, that vinyl plant or that studio or some shit, and they lost a lot of original tapes, master tapes? Somebody would know that story. Somebody would know what I'm banging on about. Like, surely, like wasn't this big fucking fire or some shit, and they lost all this vinyl stuff, all these master tapes a few years ago at a big warehouse.
True.
So that's, I mean, I don't know if that plays a part in things, man. But if you've lost, what do you do if you've lost the originals? But I do agree.
Go into a hole and cry.
Yeah, there's nothing like, you'd be devastated, wouldn't you, if you're an artist, if you lost your original work,
Yeah. Fucking, what was I going to say? That's why I'm so, like the joy, the pride and joy I have knowing that I own an original Led Zeppelin 4 album. It's just it's in shitty condition. It's like falling apart, but it is original.
I've got a couple of Pink Floyd albums in the other room. Same thing, man. They're knackered. Their covers are absolutely rooted. But they were my mum and dad's. Yeah. So I just you know how it is. You just inherit things. You know. So they've come a long way. You know, they've come with me, sort of thing, over the years. I can't say I've looked after them, but you know, like I said, they're all. You know, I've got them. I think that the record's fine. I think it's just more the sleeve that's knackered. You know, from over the years from moving around and stuff. So, you know,
like I was just gonna say, like Pink Floyd to me is it's like the one thing intriguing I find about Pink Floyd is that obviously they helped invent, I'm pretty sure, or one of the pioneers of prog. But it is interesting how they're one of the first pioneering bands, and yet there are very few bands I think out there that have ever reached the level of sophistication and creativity that they have back in the set. I mean, Tool's a band that comes to mind, but besides Tool, it's like they just, even back then, in the first prog metal, they were already, and still are, in 99% of cases, leaps and bounds ahead of all prog metal these days.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, for sure. I'm a fucking huge Tool fan. Sorry, man. Who did you say before that? Before Tool?
Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd. Sorry, I didn't. I have to edit this part out. Sorry, man.
Pink Floyd. Yeah.
Yeah. Where do you want to start with Pink Floyd, man? Fucking. This is actually thanks to you. I'm pretty sure, man.
Which one? Oh, true.
Where do you want to start with Pink Floyd, man? Fucking. There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great album.
Yeah.
Great album. Great album for when you're not sober.
Influential is probably one word you'd use to describe Pink Floyd, wouldn't you? Influential. You need to be on. You know, you don't need to be, but enhanced substances help. Listening to Pink Floyd.
But it is interesting because he was on what's his name, the lead singer. He was on Joe Rogan recently, and he said that when he made Dark Side of the Moon, he was sober.
I think I heard the same thing.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Well, yeah, to me it's crazy as well. It's like how could you be? What's his name? Roger Waters or something?
Yeah, Roger Waters.
Yeah. No, I don't know, man. I don't know if that's true. You probably have to say that, don't you, now?
Yes.
Surely they weren't, though.
I mean, it's hard to believe. Fucking.
I don't know.
And like I was meant to say this earlier when you showed me the Def Leppard. To me, and I've always thought this, I don't know why, and I don't really care if I get crucified online for this, fuck it. But to me, Def Leppard have always been the most overrated hair metal band ever. I never cared about them like so many times.
Man. I don't know. Man. I'm a bit of a fan of Def Leppard. I like Hysteria a lot. It's fucking. Where is it? Put it away, didn't I? I think I showed it to you before. There it is in CD form. So, you know, I've got, I've got a few others. I've got another one somewhere. Oh, I like Def Leppard, man. I don't know. To be called, you are going to get crucified for it.
See, I was more of a Van Halen fanboy.
Yeah, that's fair enough, man. No, Van Halen kick ass, man. Nothing
Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah. Well, my uncle's a massive Van Halen fan, so there's definitely nothing wrong with Eddie Van Halen. You know, and then you could, you know, you don't have to, but you know, David Lee Roth was fucking iconic, and then fucking Sammy Hagar's iconic, man. Well, which, you know, you can't argue Van Halen. You know, there's, you know, that's anyone. I understand why you'd be a Van Halen fan. I understand it. I never got into Van Halen heaps, I have to admit, but I think I've got a tape down there, on the floor, but I don't think I couldn't say I've ever fucking hammered them,
I feel like that would be a more controversial opinion than my Def Leppard.
What's that? I never got into Van Halen.
Yeah.
I didn't say I hated him. I like Sammy Hagar. I've watched. I remember a few years. I watched Chickenfoot, which was his side project. I watched the Chickenfoot DVD. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So it's not. I just haven't gone actively gone out of my way to get anything. But you know what? I actually might write that down, and then might get on eBay and get some CDs, and then
nice.
Give myself something to do.
Try and redeem yourself.
a little, I guess. Yeah.
One song that I've been pumping for weeks now by Van Halen, the song "Hot for Teacher."
You've gone old school, man. You've gone back to the 80s.
I love it.
That was a good video clip too, man. When it come out as well, it's very dated now, but that was a good video clip as well, from what I remember.
And it kind of feels like I was just gonna say, it feels like that song itself almost feels like kind of a precursor to punk music. It has a very punk vibe to it, in my opinion, and then goes to normal hair metal cliches. But like the start of it, the whole drums, and then has I don't know, it has a real ruggedness about it that reminds you of punk music. Like an edginess.
I don't know. I don't know. When I think of that Pop for Teacher, for whatever reason, I also think of Jane's Addiction. I've been caught stealing that video clip. I don't know why, but they cross over for me. I don't know why. Does that tie into what you're saying about being punk or Jane's Addiction punk? Well, semi.
Let's Google this.
Semi-punk.
Addiction they are just a rock band.
The rock band, but still, I don't know, man. There's no link there. There's obviously no link there. So I mean, I don't know. For me, that just automatically what I think. I don't know. That's just where it ties. I don't know. There's no tie-in. It just, I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's just it's such a like a cool song, and then obviously you have the other classics like Jump.
Oh yeah, of course.
Eruption. If that.
Yeah.
Or does it Eddie?
Panama.
That's the first song, isn't it? Off the album. 1984. Yeah. For some reason, whenever, I don't know why, and this is actually a funny tie-in to circle it all around, but whenever I hear the song Panama, I always, for some reason in my head, I'm always picturing it as Def Leppard singing it. I don't know.
Okay.
Just that one song.
Yeah.
Panama. Yeah. Hang on, let me Panama. There you go. Yeah, I don't know why. Every time I just picture it as Def Leppard. Not really sure why. But
what's another good Van Halen album I could get? So I wrote that down. I wrote 1984 down.
Oh, so that's the album with Hot for Teacher.
Yeah. What's another good album?
They had 5150.
People are going to be outraged at this conversation right now that we're fucking discussing Van Halen and the way we are. Completely no idea.
Wow,
huge fans out there of Eddie Van Halen going mental right now.
Fuck it. It's my podcast. They don't have to watch. We're only speaking the truth. We're speaking our truth.
Oh,
nothing wrong with that.
I didn't say I was an expert. I just said I was some guy who liked music.
Well, your opinions are no more controversial than someone like Steve Hughes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So I don't think our opinions are the ones to be worried about. Their last album was 2012.
Which was?
Van Halen. A different kind of truth.
Yeah. A different kind of truth. I never heard though.
I never heard. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. 2012. Any good?
I don't know. What was it called? Different kind of truth.
It's got mixed reviews.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, 2012. How old have they been? Probably too old at that point.
10, 11 years ago.
It's crazy. Like, isn't it insane that the 80s was 40 years ago?
Yeah, it's not for me. It's 5 years old, man. Makes me feel old, man, when you say that.
Well, I was just thinking about it because, like, in my head, whenever I picture, whenever I think of the 80s, I think, like, 10 years ago, 20 years. I in my head, I've always see it earlier than it is. Well, closer to time than I think it is.
Yeah, I suppose I have to admit, telling people the year I was born kind of spins me out a little bit because it was so fucking, when you say it, you just go, fuck, really? When I was born in 1970, you go, fuck, man, what the hell? It makes you feel real old.
1970, fucking hell. And I was born in 94.
94.
Which makes me 30 next year.
Oh, really?
I'm 29 this year in September, and I'm 30 next year.
Yeah.
It's just crazy, like time, all the music that's come out, all the different eras from, you got your rock, your Zeppelins, and then your metal, your Sabbath, and just like everything that's come since. And it's really interesting because I watched the Lamb of God documentary years and years ago. I forgot what it's called, but I remember one of the members, and again, I don't remember who it was either, but I remember one of the members of Lamb of God saying whether we do it faster, slower, backwards, reverse, or chopped up, Black Sabbath has already done everything in metal. We just do it differently.
Yeah, he's right. Yeah, you can't argue that. You can't argue that. But then, like, he's right. But then, Lamb, anyone that's fucking big, I suppose, has it's done it differently, has done it fucking kick ass, and that's why they're where they are.
Yeah.
Maybe can't, even I think I showed you that before. Even Lamb of God, are pretty good. That's as much as I've got into Lamb of God. That's probably much as I'll get into Lamb of God. Up Ashes of the Wake. I think I said that to you before.
Yeah,
is probably one I'll seek out. But Lamb of God are fucking good, man. So credit to them. And he can say that, but they're good in their own right. Anybody, like I said, man, fucking Killswitch Engage, they're fucking kick ass, man. And then you've got, obviously with them as well, you've got which era of singer do you want to talk about? Because they've had two kick ass singers, there you go. Killswitch Engage right there. This is numbered vinyl, actually, man. So this is number. Maybe I'm making that shit up. No, I'm pretty sure it is. I don't want that. Pretty sure it is. Maybe it's not this album. Maybe it's the other one. No, it is numbered. There you go. This is 3,631. I don't know of how many copies. It just says numbered on the back. There it is. I don't know. You won't see that.
I can vaguely see it. Yeah.
See that, but yeah. That's probably another expensive, unopened. We're going to be triggering a lot of people with this conversation, not knowing Van Halen not opening vinyls. Jesus Christ.
Maybe not. Maybe
there you go. Here's another Killswitch Engaged.
Nice.
You see that there? That's unopened as well. This would be with Jesse. That's the front man. And then I think that As Daylight Dies is obviously Howard.
Yeah.
So they're, Killswitch Engage, good man. They're a fucking heaps cool band. If you're into them.
The only song I was heavily into was That Fire Still Burns, or This Fire Still Burns.
Oh, yeah.
This Fire Burns.
Behind me here somewhere.
Yeah, that was CM Punk, the wrestler, his theme song.
Oh, yeah. I think you've told me that before. Yeah. Well, that was supposed to come out. Killswitch Engage was supposed to come out with Iron Maiden in 2020.
Yeah.
And then obviously the world went to shit and it got cancelled. But we had tickets to go to that at the time. But like I said, but that would have been good. Iron Maiden, Killswitch Engage, that would have been all right. Doesn't seem like they go together, but hey, I'll take it.
Yeah. I wonder, because you got two different styles of music, but I mean they're both legends in their own right. So it's
in their own, That's what I mean. Like they don't. Yeah, I'll take both bands any day of the week, man. I'm not going to, I don't. You got metalcore, and then you've got heavy metal sort of thing, or rock,
British new wave of heavy metal.
Yeah, there you go. I'll take that concert though. I didn't say no to that. I did have tickets for it, like I said. But 2020.
I was gonna say like obviously I love all kinds of music. I love hip hop, I love R&B, I love everything. But it is interesting because metal, I think, is the only genre. Well, the only major genre where I feel like, because I feel like in hip hop, you can't put two legends who are completely different sounding of hip hop together and make it work, because then it'll just sound out of sync. But in metal, you can put you could probably put Cannibal Corpse with fucking the Beatles, and it'll probably like people would love it. Like, fuck yeah, look, these two legends. I don't think
you probably get a crossover in fans if that's what you get. You definitely get a crossover in fans, that's for sure. You'd obviously get people that who'd be shocked at what Cannibal Corpse were doing up on stage there, and listening to when they're just there to see the Beatles.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I feel like
no, I know what you're saying, man. I get it, because you'd get the crossover of fan that would be like, fuck yeah, Cannibal Corpse. Hey, the Beatles are kick-ass too, man.
Yeah.
I'll go to that concert. I'd probably go to that concert. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't you?
That'd be sick.
All right, it's a fucking show. What's his name? Fucking George Corpse Grinder or something?
Yeah.
Something like that. He seems like a bit of an all right dude. I don't listen to Cannibal Corpse, but I follow that dude on Instagram. He seems like a normal dude, man. Doesn't seem like a dude that'd be in fucking such a band like that, I suppose everybody is, but I don't know.
The drummer's the same. I interviewed him.
Oh, really? What podcast was that one?
SAGAS.
No, I mean, sorry, what number?
Oh,
what
I'll have to look it up. Yeah. But it was Paul. His name's Paul. So Paul something. But yeah, I interviewed the drummer. He's the original drummer the whole time.
Oh, really? So you've been around for the whole thing?
Yeah, and it was weird. It was weird because he humanized Cannibal Corpse, which I didn't think was possible. I thought I'd be in an interview like a serial killer. Like they'd be just like this grungy dude. Nah.
Yeah, no, well, that's what I mean, man. I followed the front man on the lead singer on Instagram. They're just normal dudes, man. They just toured. I'm pretty sure they just toured Europe.
Yeah.
And they were just cruising around enjoying themselves, man, like regular blokes, mate, It's good.
Yeah.
That's the shit I like to see, you know what I mean? Like when you see bands doing stuff like that, just being normal dudes hanging out. Like I'm not, again, I don't know anything of Cannibal Corpse, but I follow the lead singer on Instagram just for fun, shits and giggles, because he plays in a band that I know.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, man. I like seeing stuff like that where they just go to some friggin' random town for a show, and they just end up at some fucking ordinary fucking restaurant or pub having a meal.
Yeah,
not some. I don't know. I suppose you look at them as like icons, and you don't think of them as normal people sometimes. Just trying to live their best lives.
Yeah, that's the thing. When I was talking to him, he's like, because I asked him, I'm like, look, your guys' lyrical content, your imagery, you guys are iconic for it. Tell me, how do you, tell me the process. And he's like, we were all snotty teenagers when we were writing this at first. It's like, oh, let's be edgy, let's be shocky.
Yeah,
and then I
yeah.
guess it just kind of continued. And then he's like, but he's like, look, he's like, look, we're still human. If we saw in real life anything in the lyrics that we're talking about, we'd be horrified.
Yeah,
but obviously we're human.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But that, yeah. anyone with sense would realise that you know.
Yeah.
But that's not just with them. That's with anybody that sings about anything that's sort of even comedians that joke about shit. It's a joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He doesn't think it. He's just joking about it. You know, and if you laughed at it, then it wasn't that bad of a joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, like Steve Hughes says in one of his bits, even speaking of comedians, you know, like what happens when you get offended? Nothing. Nothing happens.
You get leprosy.
You get leprosy. That's it. I woke up in the morning and I had leprosy. Nothing fucking happens, man. So, you know, anybody with common sense would know that these guys aren't out there fucking living that life. You're fucking in there fucking grinding people up, fucking, you know what I mean? Like,
no wonder why their audio snippets sound so realistic.
Yeah. Well, they had that one T-shirt though, didn't they? That caused a lot of issues for a lot of people.
Jesus is a cunt.
Yeah, I think people were getting beaten up.
That was Cradle of Filth.
Cradle Filth. Sorry. Yep. Sorry.
But yeah, it's banned. It's banned here in Australia. You get like a $300 fine with it.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
That's just people not, you know, interfering with your life, telling you how to live your life because they don't, you know, it's just dumb. You're not hurting anybody, you know. So
what's funny is and this actually got me like it was such a clever ruse that actually got me as well because I'm a huge Cradle of Filth fan. But last year Danny Filth, he's a lead singer. He posted on Instagram and social media. He's like, it was a massive paragraph. He's like, look, after all the controversy, after all the problems around the world, we finally caved in and decided to make a sensitive version of the shirt. And I was like, you motherfucking sell. Like, I was so pissed. And then like an hour later, he was like, April Fools, you fucks.
Yeah.
But it definitely got
funny,
me.
Though. Hey, it's funny though. I think a lot of people probably would have commented the same thing you did. It's good though.
Yeah, it's fucking. It is it is a shirt I would love to own, but I know I'll never wear it.
Oh yeah. It's not worth the fucking headache. That's the thing. You know what I mean? You know, it just takes one dickhead to fucking take it the wrong way. And all you're doing is wearing a T-shirt, man. You know, it's not worth. It's like I said, it's not worth the hassle. It's cool to listen to the band. Don't get me wrong, but just don't give yourself the grief. You know.
Like I'm not a fan.
I'm not a fan. Like you said, I'm not a fan of either band, Cradle of Filth, or you know, Cannibal Corpse. But yeah, man, fucking, nothing wrong with them. Fucking hell.
Well, that's the thing, you know. Like another example, like it's another shirt I've always wanted. Have you heard of the band Suicide Silence?
Yeah,
they're a deathcore band, and they had two singers, Mitch Lucker, who died, and now the new one. But when Mitch Lucker was around, he had a shirt or hoodie that was similarly controversial because it had the Suicide Silence logo at the front here or here, and then at the back in big block letters it said "Pull the trigger, bitch."
Oh, okay.
It caused so much thing. It was funny.
Wasn't Phil from Pantera? Didn't he have a T-shirt that was given to him by a fan or something that had Marilyn Manson's eyes on it? Didn't that cause issues at the time as well? He used to wear that. I think a fan made it for him or some shit.
Probably. It's the thing. Like Marilyn Manson's. Oh yeah, I don't understand. Yes, some things I don't understand why it causes so much controversy.
No, it's just people fucking are idiots, man. People are idiots telling you how to live your life, man. Because you know, like I said, getting shitty over a T-shirt. You know, you're not beating anybody up. You're not doing anything wearing a T-shirt. And someone's pissed off at you for it.
See, that's the thing. I would understand if someone walked around with like porn on the T-shirt.
Yeah.
Then it's like, all right, there's kids around. You know, like.
I suppose, yeah. If you look at it, I suppose, if you're going to look at it from that point of view, I suppose the word cunt, say, for instance, you know, a kid can read that, I guess, you know. And then you do live in a Christian country, I suppose, or, you know, that was founded on Christianity or the Church of England, whatever you want to call it. So I get it, but at the same time, man, fuck, you're not doing anything wrong. Wearing a t-shirt.
One day I hope to own both those t-shirts. Source of Silence and Cradle of Filth.
I'm sure you'd get them on eBay. I'm sure you could. Well, both bands would have websites, wouldn't they? I'm sure that'd be available on their website.
I'm just not sure. I'm pretty sure I'd have to go through a third party for the Source of Silence, because the new singer, I don't think he endorses this shit. That was Rich Locker.
Yeah. Well, then you probably look it up on eBay or something like that.
Yeah.
Or get some. You might even have to get like one made up from a t-shirt person, or you know what I'm saying? Like, just go to some manufacturer and get one made up.
Like the official SAGAS merch. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. See? Yeah, there you go. Get that dude to make some stuff up for you.
Yeah. Although he probably get copyrighted as fuck.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's freaking true, man.
Fucking hell. See, that's the thing, always, there's nothing better than just a conversation with two people who kind of know this shit about music. Just kind of talking the breeze, So that's what I'm saying, just a chill metal conversation is just what the world needs, I think.
Oh, I mean, like I said, man, I'm no music expert. I never fucking claim to be. I'm just like some guy who likes music and listens to music a lot. I like to collect things. I have a few bits and pieces here and there. There's obviously the Tool poster behind me. That's numbered. Lamb of God poster's numbered behind me. Some of their CDs are fucking fancy CDs. There's a few rare things, here and there. And then I've got other stuff around in the house as well, other posters and bits and pieces,
I just think we probably appear like we know more than we do, because I think literally everyone else that we work with knows so little.
Yeah. In terms of work, I wouldn't. In terms of work, you definitely know. We definitely know more than anyone else at work. But
I'll be shocked if there was someone else.
Yeah, but in terms of the fucking bigger picture, I don't know nothing, mate. You know what I mean? What I think I know, I don't. And I know nothing.
Well, that's that quote. Yeah, that's that quote. It's like, if you think you know everything, you know nothing.
Well, that's it. Yeah, exactly. I like to think I know a little bit, and but yeah, I don't consider myself fucking a gatekeeper or fucking, I know all fucking, and you can only listen to these bands and all these other bands suck,
Yeah.
And I can't, I couldn't tell you fucking the year every single album fucking came out, and every single member of every single band, but there's dudes out there that can.
Yeah.
Fucking I'd like to be that smart, man, but I'm not. I'm not, but fucking I'll give full credit to the cunts that can do it. That's for sure.
Yep, those cunts are not us.
Nah. Fuck, man, I've got work, mate. That's the fucking problem. Life gets in the
makes
way.
Both of us.
Yeah, life gets in the way, man. Fuck it out.
Life, work, responsibilities.
Yeah, family, bills.
That's the name of the game, isn't it?
I have to go to work so I can buy CDs and fucking vinyl albums, mate. That's the drama. And then I come home and don't get time to listen to them.
We spend so much time at work. It's always funny that, your classic work phrase, I may as well live here. It does feel that way.
Yeah. And then there's also that fucking quote or whatever it is, or meme or whatever it is I've seen on Facebook that was like, I feel like work got custody of me and the house gets visitation rights. That's kind of how. That's kind of how it feels as well, But like I said, man, you got to pay the bills somehow. Fucking hell, what do you do? I wish I didn't.
Yeah, just
getting older. I don't want to. I don't want to keep working the way I'm working. That's for fucking sure.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
That's life, and that's why, as you said, I think before we start recording, even when you lose everything, you got music.
Yeah, that's right, man. That's right.
We'll always have the memories and the lyrics and the fucking, it's funny because the older you get, it's like, the more it just becomes, oh, I wish I had time for. You're not really making new memories. You're just like reminiscing on old memories when you had the time.
It's fun, but it's funny that you say that because I actually had a conversation. I rang my sister earlier tonight before we did this, and that's what was taking me so long is because I rang her and I spoke to her for an hour or so, and then I had to ring her back real quick just before we did this. And I actually said that to her that I want to go out and start fucking doing more things,
Yeah.
I want to do a lot more fishing and camping, and I want to get a kayak and and do all that kind of fucking fun stuff. I'd like to go to Western Australia. I've never been there. I'd like to go fishing and that kind of stuff. Rather than working all the time, man. Rather than working all the time.
We both know this thing of that.
Yeah, but we're no different to anybody else, though, man. That's the thing. Everybody else is in the same boat.
Yeah, I'm sure there are people who are fucking kayak instructors who wish they were in Melbourne buying produce.
You never know, man. I don't know. Fuck, I don't know, man. I just wanted to give this a little bit of a shout out. This has been sitting here. And I just wanted to give this a little bit of a shout out. We got to interview the great man,
yes,
Joey Belladonna. And then I went out and I got this. This is going to remain unopened as well, And then on the back here, apparently, you can get some more. You can see that there.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty fucking cool. But I just thought I'd fucking bring that up because it's been sitting there for a while and I've been looking at it and I've been thinking, I want to talk about this, or I want to shout that out, because like I said, we got to speak to the great man.
That was an experience and a half. I remember, and obviously these details are probably too personal, but I remember I was like half an hour or an hour before the interview, I was like, my bowels started acting up. I was like rushing to the toilet like fucking 10 times before the interview. I always get like nervous jitters whenever I have to do like someone crazy.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Oh well, look, for me it was just unexpected to get the opportunity to talk to him. I was more than happy just to say good day. But when he asked me to stay, if I wanted to stay, if I was going to stay, I was more than happy to skip work for the afternoon and spend an hour or two talking to Joey Belladonna about stuff, about life, about music. It was a good conversation with somebody I never thought I'd get the chance to talk to, or even occur to me ever. Why would it?
Yeah,
And
I completely understand.
And I'd seen him, like I said, at Download in 2019, up against the barrier, and had a fucking kick-ass time, and then get to talk to him, a year later, year and a half later, whatever it might have been, was fucking really good. I won't forget that, man. That was a fucking experience.
Yeah, because even the whole situation was crazy, because I paid, the $79 for the cameo for the SAGAS. And then it turns out there was a glitch where, because normally on Cameo, the messaging it costs like $2 per message or something. But the messages were free. And I was like, fuck yeah, I'm going to utilize this. Yeah. And I was like, hey, Joey. And then, because obviously in Cameo messages, you have like a certain character limit. You can't just type. So I was like very small but precise. I was like, thanks for the cameo. Would you be down for an interview? And I was just like doing it. And then for him to say yes and for that to be free and like of his own will, like it wasn't a cameo, like it was his own choice for the interview. Like that's insane.
No, what I like about that too is what I like about all your interviews is the fact that these guys are just prepared to give their time up, for an hour, 2 hours, whatever it might be, just to talk to you. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's definitely it's one of those situations where, the 20 or however many I've had, the 20 or so amazing guests I've had on doesn't touch the 2,000 rejects I've gone.
Yeah.
The two, you know, so it's like it's always going to be that balance. You know, all I do is behind the scenes, all the work I put in, and I get 20. You know, which is amazing. It's more than I've ever asked for. But it's just like, you know, like people who might see my channel and be like, oh, this guy's fucking lucky. I am lucky, but there's also the 2,000 no's or no replies or ghosts I've gotten. So it's just like, you know, these are the lucky handful that have actually agreed to say yes to me. So
Well, but yeah, that just goes. I don't know. How do you look at that? You know, you just go with the 20 that have said yes, or that you've been able to get to talk to, and that have agreed and given up their time. You know, that shows their character and their humbleness. In their humbleness in lots of ways, you know, because these dudes are icons to a lot of people, to me, you know. So to you know, like I said, listen to them talk to them for an hour, the way they want, and to give up, just like I said, give up their time, man, for nothing. You know what I mean? Like, you know, for who, for what? You know, like they don't have to do this stuff, but they do. You know, and then that's testament to their character and the people that they are. And you know, they're fucking legends, man, fucking legends. You know.
So I definitely wouldn't forget that for sure.
No, you shouldn't. You're lucky. You are lucky. But like you said, I mean, there's the 2,000 you haven't heard from, but the 20 that have given their time up, fuck, the 20 that have given their time up, they're fucking legends, man. Fucking how cool is that? You know?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Yeah, especially obviously Joey.
You can't tell me there are fucking you can't tell me how many people out there have been able to sit down with the drummer from Cannibal Corpse for an hour, 2 hours, and talk to him and he'd let him, you know, tell his story, you know, same as Joey, you know what I mean? There aren't many people out there that have done that, you know. I mean, obviously,
yeah. You know what's funny is, like, I remember, I forgot who it was. Oh, it was Devin Townsend, who you don't listen to. But Devin Townsend, he's like a prog metal kind of figure. And I remember, and ever since I heard this, it's kind of stuck in my head. So my normal, you know, normally when I'm reaching out, I'll say something like, "Hey, brother, love your work. Can we talk? Whatever." I'll keep it simple. And it's funny because when I sent that message to Devin Townsend, his management replied, and they said, based on the text you sent, based on the text we just received, are you close or related to Devin Townsend? Are you guys, like, you know, are you guys familiar with one another? So I guess all my texts must sound personal.
Okay. No.
I mean, I didn't notice it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I suppose we're looking for a more formal approach to the interview request, I guess.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I'm always like, "Hey, bro," like, you know, so, like, as if we know
still
each other.
People too. I mean, obviously they've got a status, but I mean, fuck, they're still people too. Fuck, why can't you talk to them like a normal dude?
Exactly. You know? Like, I've just never been, like, with anything, you know, whether it be work, whether it be obviously how I approach interviews. You know, no matter their status, whether you're a manager, head office, whether you're a Joey Belladonna or otherwise, like, I'm always very like, "Hey, bro, what's going on?" Like, I'm very like the same. Like, I don't like to brown nose.
Yeah, well, it's just a casual approach to it. Well, it's not meant to be formal. You don't want it to be formal. You want it to be casual, I think. You don't want it to be like. You don't want it to be. Yeah, okay. You want to have a list of questions, maybe.
Yeah.
And you want to obviously go back and forth with the person, but you don't want it to be scripted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't want to have preset questions that you can only ask, or every answer is calculated. You want it to flow naturally, man. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not they're not gotcha interviews. We're not out there. You're not out there to fucking create some sort of fucking, you know, shock journalism or whatever it is. You know what I mean? It's just like, hey, let's talk, man. Let's talk music for a bit.
Exactly, you know? That's what I always try to do.
Well, it's a good approach, I think. You know, well, why wouldn't it be? Or why shouldn't it be?
Yeah, I don't know. There's either something wrong in my head or I'm a genius. I'll take either.
No, it's just a good approach to it, I think. Having a casual approach to it.
I do agree. I think, you know, I'm pretty sure we've been recording for like an hour. I think. Cool. There's no time actually on here to say whatever.
Yeah, I can't see.
But yeah. So it's 10 o'clock now. I think this conversation more than makes up for the lack of episode it was meant to be this week. And you're a friend and you're in the same time zone as me. So I always love that little syncing because I don't have to worry about what time is it there.
Yeah.
We're both in the same.
Yeah, I think there was a few flat spots we had in there, a few fucking hiccups. I think when you edited it, before you post it, show it to us, man. I want to see how I look and stuff. But I was thinking too, halfway through it, I'd like to do this again, but I'd like to do it where I was more prepared. Not prepared, but more organised. So I'm not fucking going like this looking for shit. I'm more, the CDs are different. I don't mind turning around and pulling them out. But I've got literally a stack of vinyl around me and sitting here as well. And it's hard to fucking pull out something I'm talking about because I'm going through this stack trying to look at you and listen to what you're saying to me while I'm trying to find what I'm fucking looking for. So, yeah, I'd like to do it again. Like I said, a bit more prepared.
Well, don't forget, which obviously I'll probably keep the details for the viewers a bit anonymous for now, but don't forget there's that three-way lineup I'm trying to set up. You and the two legends.
Oh yeah. Well,
so this can be good practice.
Yeah, that's true. Then you sit down and talk to those two blokes for an hour. Then that's definitely research worthy. It's sitting down. Again, it's not scripted in any way, but I just they're two guys that I'm like, man. I don't want to look like a dickhead talking to these two blokes. Like, fuck, these two guys know their stuff.
It's definitely hard.
And one of them in particular, obviously, I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah.
So, I'd be fucking pretty devastated if he thought I was a dickhead.
That would be hilarious.
Who the fuck's this bloke and he doesn't know what he's fucking talking about.
You become his new stand-up bit.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I talk to this fucking dick and
become a new bit. Fuck. I couldn't think of anything worse. Fucking hell.
Did I ever tell you the story? He's talking to the crowd. Did I ever tell you the story of this dickhead I met?
Fuck. Imagine you go to see him and he drops that bit. You go to fucking see him. Fucking hell.
You personally?
It's fucking me.
I'm sure that wouldn't happen. I'm sure that wouldn't happen. I mean, he was nice enough to me, so.
Mate, no, my luck, it'd happen. It'd literally fucking happen. He could do a fucking Netflix special, mate. He'd fucking do the material to kind of get on me, man. So.
Just calls it Gavin.
Fucking this guy.
Yeah, Gavin, and then brackets, fucking this guy. Fucking hell. But no, I'm rest assured, especially with the other guy, I'm sure it should be a fantastic thing, which I'm still organising and trying to find the best time for both. Yeah. But yeah, no, I think this has been a good episode, and don't worry, obviously, before I post it, I'll just give you so to show it to you, I'd have to upload it onto a private YouTube playlist that no one can see except you, so that you can see it, and then if you like it, then I'll just upload it public.
Yeah, okay.
No, this has been fun. Thankfully, I have 2 days off. You do not.
No, I do not. I've got one and a bit.
Yeah, that sucks. I always think that's so saucy.
Oh man, it's a shit thing. How do you go to work for 5 hours? It's hard. It's hard to get the motivation levels up. You know what I mean? Because all you can think to yourself is it's the weekend, and you've got stuff to do. You've got other stuff to do. You've got stuff to do at home, things like that.
Well, at least you have, at very least, one good start. So there you go.
Yeah, my stuff go all right. So it's a process, man. It's always a process for stuff. The job's hard, mate. Not everyone can do it.
And that's why you're the legend of the job that no one knows about.
Yeah.
No, it's doing good. And like I said, I'll work on it sometime throughout the week, and I'll send it to you, and go from there.
Yeah. I just want to see how it pans out, man. That's all. And like I said,
I'd like to be more organised next time. You know what I mean?
Especially with two legends by your side.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, well, yeah, it'd be real good.
Nah, this has been fun. Yeah, I'm sure everyone, once it comes out, will get a kick out of it. So, yeah.
No, I hope it comes across all right. I hope we did all right.
No, we did. Trust me, I've done some of the interviews I've done in the past. Like, not all of them have been good.
Yeah.
So this is a good one. So
yeah.
So yeah, no, it's been good. And well, I will be in that case. I'll be seeing you on Monday. And
yeah.
Well, have a good night. And I kept you like an hour past we normally stay up.
It's all good, man.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, you will. All right.
Bye.
See you, man.